Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy's Crafty Life. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you see and that you'll return. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning, and I hope you will continue to return. My channel these days is primarily about cross stitch. If you go back a ways, you'll see videos about all different kinds of things. I have a lot of tutorials on paper crafting, jewelry making, other kinds of beading, many different things, but for the last year or so it's been primarily cross stitch. I just realized it's been like a month, almost a month since my last video. Our house is very small and I need to be home alone to film videos, and there was some stuff going on. I haven't been home alone for a long time, until the last week or so. So here I am. So I have quite a bit of stuff to share with you, but I don't think it'll be a very long video. I don't have a bunch of haul or anything, just I have a finish. I have a fully finished object. I have a couple of finishes. I have a new start and some whips, and then some plans that I want to share with you for the coming month. So the first thing, I'm just going to jump right into it. The first thing is a fully finished object, and this is my koala biscornu. I was done stitching him. I don't know when I finished stitching him, so you might not have seen all the stitching. I know I had the top, I've shown the top itself, and then I had to stitch the bottom. And this is by Tiny Modernist, and she does have a very good tutorial and video on her website, but also my local needle workshop, Acorns and Threads in Portland, happened to have a class last month, so I went to it. And I was really glad that I did, because she gave me some fun tips and tricks that I wouldn't have otherwise known about. So this guy is stitched on 18 count white Aida. And then she had the instructor had a big container of vintage buttons. And so I pulled this out of there because I thought it was fun. And then I had taken some pink buttons with me, so I put one of my pink buttons on the bottom. And then something she showed when we were putting it together, and it's going to be hard to see. The way she stitched that button on, it looks like a little flower. So there's a little yellow at the top. And then it just was fun the way she stitched it. So this is my fully finished object. I'm trying to fully finish a small object, cross-stitch project, every month. So for January, I did the strawberry. For February, I did the biscornu. I'm going to do a drum, but I don't know if I'll show it in March or if I'll show it later. So I'm also trying to compile a list of other things, different kinds of objects that I can share with you as fully finished smalls. So this is my small for February, Koala Biscornu by Tiny Modernist. I just love this little guy. I did use all the called for DMC threads, and the only thing I changed was the stitching was supposed to be orange, and I changed it to one of the greens. So that was it. And then I have a finish. I have a couple of finishes. One of my projects for New Year's Eve for the 12 by 12, I did 12 new starts, and one of them was Sweet Wings Studio Forever in Peace. I love this. Chantel, 141 Design Company, showed this as one of her new starts for New Year's Eve, and I had to go get the pattern, and I was very fortunate that the Etsy shop that I got it from, and I don't remember where that was, it might be Sweet Wings Studio, but it might have been somewhere else. They shipped it right away, so I had it in time for New Year's Eve. I changed all of the colors. There's still red, white, and blue, but I changed all the colors, and I changed the fabric. It calls for Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I didn't even use the conversion. You may remember from previous videos, I have a project bag, a big project bag that is all of my patriotic stuff, and I just have I use the same reds, whites, and blues for all the stuff that I do. And so I just pulled that out. The only color that I did use that it called for was Weeks Dye Works Driftwood, and that's the brown color. I will list my color conversions below. They're just DMC colors, and I didn't stitch the letters in black. I stitched them in blue. So here is my, let me put something behind it. Forever in Peace. And I think it's beautiful. I love this fabric. This was a scrap. I got this fabric off of Amazon. It's called Starry Night or Starry Sky or something like that. And it comes in, you get 4 or 5 12 by 18 pieces, and they're all slightly different. And I've used them for several things, so I had this scrap, and I just love it. So this is finished. I haven't decided how I'm going to fully finish it, but I think it's beautiful. I love the way it's designed. So it looks like, it looks three-dimensional, and it is just so pretty. It was so fun to stitch. I had a hard time putting it down, which is why it's done already. So that is Forever in Peace by Sweet Wing Studio. I finished that yesterday morning. The other thing I finished is I'm participating in a stitch along with Chantel's 141 Design Company with the Mad for Plaid. Part of the purpose of the stitch along is to showcase this backer that Chantel made for this. Excuse me. I chose to stitch the spring option right there. And I don't like to stitch on black. I don't really like the way a lot of things look on black. So I changed mine. My fabric is 28 count Lugana. The color is Raspberry Latte, and it was the fabric of the month from Grace Notes Fabrics in December. And here's my finish. I use the DMC conversion. This has many mistakes in it, but each time I discovered a mistake, I just kept going. I didn't want to do any frogging. So you may, if you have already stitched this, you may be able to see what they are. I'm sure Kathy can see what they are. But I think it's pretty cute. I'm only going to stitch this one for now, and I will fully finish it. So in my next video, I will have it fully finished on this backer by Chantel's 141 Design Company. So this was a start and a finish, I believe, since my last video. What's next? The last thing I have is, it's not cross stitch, but you know I like to show these to you anyway. This is a peyote fob, and this is a start and a finish because I try to schedule my time so I can do it all in one day, and it does take a full day. This is called Long May She Wave, and it's got gold at the top. And this was a lot of fun to stitch. Peyote is stitching, so I was still stitching, and I had fun doing these things at the bottom too. So that is Long May She Wave, and that is by Fern Ridge Collections. I have another one that I want to start, that I want to work on. Oh, it's right here. And like I said, it takes a whole day, a really long day, and because it's beads, I don't like to put it away, but I might just start this one anyway and then have to put away my mess. This is called Prissy Peacock, and this is the one I want to do next. I think these colors are beautiful, and I can't wait to do the fringe, the tail. That's going to be really fun. So this is sitting here on my desk waiting for me to work on it. So that's all that was my fully finished and all my finishes. I did have a new start at the end of January. I went to Acorns and Threads and took a class. The class was a mystery. It was all day class, and we didn't know who the designer would be or what the project would be. And I was very pleased and surprised to find out that the designer was Lindy Stitches. She was there in the Zoom part. She wasn't actually with us, but she was there with the Zoom, so she did talk to us. And this is what she designed just for that class. It's called Snack Bar. The one thing that it had to have was acorns, because the shop is Acorns and Threads. So she explained to us where the ideas for this design came from, and we got a whole kit. Oh, I didn't pull out I want to tell you what the fabric is. The fabric is Vintage Rose, 32 count Vintage Rose Lugana by Zweigart. And here is my start. This is how much I got done that day in the class. some of the little acorn tops done, and I started the little bowl. This was a lot of fun to stitch. The class was, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was full. There was a lot of people there, probably 40 people there, and I don't know how many people were on Zoom, but it was really a lot of fun. And part of the kit, one of the things, it came with all the floss. It has Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works, and a couple DMC. It came with this thread bed by That's So Kelly. Is that what it's called? I always forget. It's either, oh, there it is. That's So Kelly. There it is right there. She makes these. There's a magnet in there. This is felt. She made this one specifically for the class, so it says Acorns and Threads. I understand she's going to be making some for the store to sell. And then it has these holes across the bottom for the floss. It comes with labels, so you can label the back. So I wrote my floss colors on there. And then it also came with this cute little needle minder. And yep, that was everything that came with it. So I want to spend time stitching it, but I have all these other plans, so I haven't gotten back to it yet. While I was there, I purchased this very fun bag. This is Crafty Corey Stitches, and she creates these bags just for Acorns and Threads, and it's got purple on the inside. So I put it in there. So that was Snack Bar by Lindy Stitches. That was my new start. And then the whips that I've been working on, I'm pretty sure I showed you that I was going to participate in this Shannon Christine design stitch along. It's a mystery stitch along. Part 1 she gave us, it was this right here, and then all of the frame. And then there are a total of 8 parts. And so far, today we received part 5 right here. So we have only 3 parts left to go. This, I'm having so much fun stitching this. She's giving us a new part every Friday, and part 1 was very large, so I'm not done with part 1. I have finished part 2 and part 4, and part of part 1 and part of part 3. So let me show you that. I am having so much fun stitching this. I think it's beautiful. So this is part 4. This is part 2, part 3. So I'm working on part 3 right now. I started in the upper left-hand corner, but part 2 was going to be down here, so I stitched kind of across to try to get myself down here. And after I finished this last week, then I went and finished the frame, and then I started on this. This is a very cute quilt, is what's in there. So that will take a day or 2, and then I can go back to this and then to this. I don't think I'm going to finish on time. I will get the little pieces done each week as she gives them to us, but there's a lot of stitching in here and not too much left in here. I just need to finish up those flowers and the white fence, but this block is a lot of stitching. I absolutely love this. It is just so fun to stitch. And I'm stitching it on 18 count khaki Aida that I got from Amazon last year. My next whip that I worked on is by Sugar Stitches, January sampler. I have several months. I didn't buy all of the months because I didn't like them all, but I really like this one. One thing I don't like about their patterns is it's a mock-up. They don't show you an actual finished piece. So they look different when you stitch them. And this is how far I am. I'm stuck on white. It seems like all the projects that I really want to work on, what I need to do on all of them is white. And that's where I am on this. I am working my way across here. There's white in the bottom and there's white on the top of all of the letters. There's a lot of white on this. It has white frame, and I like to stitch colors, but I like the way white looks. So hoping to get more progress on that. This is 28 count mushroom Lugana. And so that's my last whip is, I don't remember if I showed you this as a start. I think I did. My book should tell me if I showed it to you as a start. Huh, doesn't look like I did. Oh, maybe I did. Anyway, either way, it doesn't matter. I have been working on One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I don't have a lot done yet. I've been wanting to do this, and then a couple of my friends decided they were going to do it. I was put off by how large it is, and so I decided to stitch it 1/1 on 25 count. So this is my progress so far. Put this on the back. 1/1 on 25 count. And this color, if I remember correctly, let's see, I don't have to remember correctly. All I gotta do is find my doodad. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I think it's called Heritage. I got it off of 123 Stitch. And this is, it's kind of fun to do on 25 count 1/1. It is very hard to frog if you have a problem. And this square right here didn't match. And where it didn't match was way over here. Anyway, all the way on the other side, I had to rip out a whole half of a square. It was difficult. I had to use my magnifier to rip it out. And I thought that this little needle minder from Fat Quarter Shop was appropriate for this. So this will only be like 8 by 16 when it's done. So it's not going to be huge. My two friends that are stitching it are doing it on larger count fabric. So theirs is going to be huge, like, I don't know, 2 feet wide by who knows what. So that is all I have to show you for my stitching. I wanted to let you know the plans I have going on soon. All my goals, well, not all my goals. Many of my goals seem to have gone out the window. I started the year wanting to do WIPGO, and I haven't felt it. I haven't wanted to do any of the 4 projects that have been pulled for these 2 months, so I'm thinking I'm going to forget about WIPGO because I want to do what I want when I want, and there's a lot of things I want to do. Coming up in the next month, in addition to the Shannon Christine Stitch Along is called Cross Stitchers Paradise. In addition to that, like I said, I have, I think, 3 more weeks to go. There are 4 other stitch alongs I want to participate in, and they're all things I've been wanting to stitch. One of them I already had kitted up, I've just never started it. The first one is, and I don't have the pattern yet, it's on its way to me. It is a block party by Hands On Design, and it's called Mend, and it is very, very cute. I've been wanting to stitch that one for a while. And Jessica, who is Sweetwater Stitcher, is doing a stitch along starting on February 25th. I won't have it by then because it didn't come in today's mail. But I should have it on Monday or Tuesday, and then I can get started on it. The second one I want to participate in is Hive Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And that one is hosted by Denise Dongilly Waters on Facebook. She has a Facebook group, and if you want to find it, it's PCS Hive Rules. Hashtag PCF Hive Rules is the Facebook group. Actually, I don't know if hashtag is at the beginning of that. And that one's starting on March 1st. I do have the pattern to show you because, as I said, I've had it kitted up for a long time. So this is Hive Rules. And it's just so much fun. Nicole Spohr just showed this. She bought a huge board last year from Hobby Lobby, and she stitched it 2/2 on 25 count, so hers is huge, and it fit perfectly on the board. She did a really nice job. And I just realized today this has a bonus chart, and there's no picture of it anywhere. It's just the chart, so I can't show you, but after I finish this Hive Rules, I will probably stitch this bonus chart, so you'll see it then. One thing about all of these bee patterns by Primrose Cottage Stitches, they all use the same floss colors, and I don't like these colors. They're not me. That green, that is like one of my least favorite colors. I'm trying to not use any not nice words, but I just don't care for these colors. I like bright colors. So the only one of these patterns I've stitched so far was Be Nice, and I don't have it to show you because I gave it to my daughter. But when I stitched it, I used these colors. Oops, sorry. Everything's going all over the place. I use these colors. So they're much brighter. So I brightened up, definitely brightened up the golds and the greens. And I don't remember exactly which ones I used. These were all the ones I had to choose from. And I know I used these two for sure. I don't know if I used this variegated one. I can't remember. But, so I'm going to sit down with my pattern and actually figure out my conversions. And then you'll see exactly what they are when I start stitching it on March 1st. I'm stitching it on 18 count pale gray gingham from Fat Quarter Shop. So 18 count means it'll be a little smaller. I didn't want it to be huge. I don't have a lot of space in my house, and I haven't figured out where I'm going to put most of the things I'm stitching. And then the really fun part of this, I've had this project bag for over a year. It came last year. I was part of the So Much to Love Bag of the Month Club. This came while I was stitching the Be Nice one. And this is the bag. This is perfect fabric for all the bee patterns. And it's funny because right before this came, I had gone shopping and bought a bunch of these fabrics, the exact same fabrics, to use for finishing my bee pieces. So this was perfect project bag. Her project bags all come with a little felt heart for a zipper pull, and I was part of the large bag club. I like the big ones because I want to put an 11 by 11 Q-snap in it. I did it for over a year, and I did finally stop because I have 80 some whips and they all have bags, so I don't need any more bags because I shouldn't have 80 some whips. So a lot of the bags I made myself. This next one is in a bag I made myself. This fabric was fun. I don't know where I got it, probably at Joann's years and years ago. And let's see, so the last, no, not the last one. The next stitch along I want to participate in is by Little Dove Designs, and it's called The Sewing Room. And I don't have a picture to show. I'll link to, I think it's on their website, where you buy it. You're purchasing, doing one-time purchase, and the pattern is going to come in your email, I think every week, pretty sure. And it was inexpensive. I think you had an option of buying a kit maybe, but I just did the pattern because I already have all the floss, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks similar to the Cross Stitcher's Paradise by Shannon Christine, that it kind of looks like there's going to be little blocks that all have different fun things in them. Haven't figured out my fabric for that yet. I need to do that this weekend. What I didn't say about Hive Rules is Denise has it charted out for one section a month, so it's going to go on for 6 months. Yes, so it's not like a weekly one like the Shannon Christine one. And I don't know the Sewing Room, I don't remember if that's weekly or what it is. But I can't wait to get started on that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then the last one I want to participate in, this one is being hosted by Seazook Stitches, my friend Carolyn. Her birthday is in March, and for her birthday she's going to start, and I don't have the pattern yet, so I can't show you. The store has it, and they're supposed to be shipping it to me this weekend. It is a Rosewood Manor pattern called Blue Rhapsody. It is a very cool pattern. It's in some amazing, just two amazing colors of blue, Weeks Dye Works. However, when I was at the shop looking around, I thought I might want to do it in purple instead. So first I found the fabric that I wanted. This is 32 count Lavender Lugana. I don't know who it doesn't tell me who the manufacturer is, and this isn't really showing it really well. This is just a really yummy color of lavender. And then I went over to the floss wall. First I pulled the two colors that are the two blue colors, and they were very pretty. I ended up buying one skein of each. And it takes multiples, takes 7 of 8 and 1 of the other. And I pulled Ultraviolet and Purple Rain, which are, I think, my 2 favorite Weeks Dye Works colors, actually. So let me show you this. They are both very, very pretty. I've used them both in other projects, and they're just stunning. I think they might both be in my, oh, I can't remember the name of it. A Tisket, a Tasket. It was converted to purples for me, and I might have both of these colors in it, but I'm not sure. So this is what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do Blue Rhapsody. The blue will be absolutely stunning. I can't wait to see it done as Carolyn works on it. But I wanted to do it in purple. I don't do everything in purple. A lot of things I just add purple. A lot of things I change to purple. Most projects I change something because there's just always something I want to do to make it a little bit more me. So I don't think I have any haul or anything like that to show you. I've been trying to be good about shopping. I've been cataloging my patterns, and I have over 400 so far, and I'm not done cataloging them. Cross stitch patterns, and that's not counting magazines or kits. That is just patterns that I've bought, which is a bit ridiculous. So I'm trying to be more thoughtful when I purchase patterns, because I have so many that I must have liked them when I purchased them. So I need to try to stitch some of them. I did do a small pre-order through Primrose Cottage Stitches for Nashville Marketplace that's coming up next week. And they'll be shipping those to me after the market is over. So I think that's it. Made it all the way through without my dog barking. He looks like he's been asleep the whole time, so that's good. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If there is anything you would like to see in a video or any kind of a tutorial you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. And that's it for now. So I hope you have an awesome weekend, or wherever you are when you're watching this video. And thanks for watching. I believe I just said that, so I apologize for repeating myself. And happy stitching.